The news at 10. First, the highlights. Centre for African Social and Economic Transformation at University of West England names Governor Sanwo-Olu as patron. Federal government set to ban night driving for fuel tankers. On the foreign scene, over 50,000 people receive evacuation warnings as record flooding claims 2 lives in Australia. And in sport, Nigeria's 100 meters hurdler Tobi Amushon to feature at Rabat Diamond League in Morocco. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. In recognition of his visionary leadership and substantial achievements in socio-economic growth and innovation, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been appointed patron of the newly launched Centre for African Social and Economic Transformation, CASET, at the prestigious University of the West of England, UWE Bristol. The official inauguration of the centre will take place today at the university's campus in Bristol, United Kingdom. In a formal invitation to Governor Sanwo-Olu, Vice Chancellor of UWE Bristol, Professor Stephen West, underscored the governor's transformative initiatives in Lagos State, particularly highlighting his strides in entrepreneurship and digital innovation. The university believes that Governor Sanwo-Olu's involvement will provide valuable insights and significantly enhance the centre's ability to achieve meaningful and lasting impact across African communities. Governor Sanwo-Olu's keynote presentation at the ceremony is anticipated to inspire the academic community, setting the stage for robust academic and policy-driven collaborations. His role as patron is expected to strengthen institutional relationships between Lagos State and UWE Bristol, leveraging opportunities for capacity building, impactful research and policy interventions aligned with Lagos State's strategic growth priorities. The event also signifies UWE's Bristol's ongoing commitment to international collaboration, as demonstrated by existing partnerships with Lagos State and other Nigerian universities. The Special Task Force on Land Grabbers received 4,458 petitions, out of which 403 were concluded, with 139 enforcement approvals and 204 inscription approvals in the last 1 year. The task force also obtained 15 court rulings and 20 judgments in favor of the state government in the year under review. Speaking at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ikeja, Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, also said in the period under review, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency handled 624 cases of children maintenance crisis, 294 cases of children custody and access problem were resolved. According to Pedro, the virtual response and referral service handled over 80,000 cases, while counseling and psychotherapy services department has directly provided counseling and psychotherapy services to over 4,000 survivors of trauma, abuse and other psychological challenges, and reached about 2 million people directly and over 4 million indirectly.
From institutional reform and legislative drafting to staff welfare, improve access to justice, and strengthen intelligence all are part of the deliberate and strategic effort to reposition the justice sector as a catalyst for economic growth, social stability, and good governance. Each initiative we are undertaking, whether it's safeguarding property rights, promoting the rule of law, or advancing human rights protection, has been guided by a single objective to deliver justice efficiently, transparently, and equitably for all residents of Lagos State.
Pedro said the state government has also approved 2 bills to be sent to the State Assembly on land administration and registration of marriages. One of the bills is to establish a pending litigation registry where all litigations on land matters will be registered to protect the public from buying or dealing in such property. The other bill is to establish a marriage and dissolution registry to register all forms of marriages in the state as well as issue certificates. Our correspondent Adiola Akindele reports that the ministry has also prepared an amendment to the state tenancy law of 2016 to address issues of exploitative rent increase, non-payment of arrears of rent, and delays in tenancy litigation. No fewer than 500 students from polytechnics across southwest Nigeria have commenced a compressed natural gas CNG conversion training program in Lagos. The initiative, organized by the Mojisola Olayinka Fatungashi Edema Mofe Foundation in collaboration with the Southwest Zone of the National Association of Polytechnic Students, NAPS, is themed The Future of CNG in Nigeria, Empowering a Sustainable Tomorrow. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony held at Yaba College of Technology, Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiyemi emphasized the environmental benefits of transitioning to cleaner alternative fuels like CNG. Oshiyemi described the CNG conversion program as a strategic initiative aimed at promoting sustainable energy practices while equipping the next generation of engineers with hands-on knowledge. He commended the organizers for their foresight and urged the students to fully embrace the opportunity, noting that participants would undergo a 1-month practical training conducted by top industry experts, after which certificates of completion would be awarded. In her keynote address, the immediate national chairman, NIMEC, Fumilade Akingbagbo, highlighted the dual impact of the program in empowering youth and advancing environmental sustainability. She pointed out that leveraging Nigeria's domestic natural gas reserves reduces dependence on imported petroleum products, conserves foreign exchange, and strengthens energy security, adding that CNG is often more cost-effective than conventional fuels, and a thriving CNG conversion and maintenance sector can create thousands of skilled jobs, driving economic growth and empowering the nation's youth. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government, through its Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, says fuel tankers will no longer be allowed to move at night. Chief Executive of the NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, stated this in Lagos at a sensitization program for petroleum tanker drivers, organized in collaboration with petroleum tanker drivers of the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, the National Association of Road Transport Owners, and the Federal Road Safety Corps and other agencies. Ahmed, who was represented by the Executive Director, Health, Safety, Environment and Community at NMDPRA, Mustafa Lamot, said truck movement should be between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Ahmed said this is aimed at stopping tanker accidents and explosions that have claimed hundreds of lives in the recent past, warning that anyone caught violating this rule will face sanctions. He said the ban on 60,000 trucks is being implemented and no truck will load more than 45,000 litres by the end of the fourth quarter of 2025, adding that a technical working committee comprising 13 institutions had been formed to address the trend. Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani has unveiled a skills acquisition program aimed at producing a skilled workforce that can drive self-reliance and attract employment opportunities from tech companies. Commissioner for Business Innovation and Technology, Patience Fakai, made this known at the quarterly ministerial briefing held at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House, Kaduna. Fakai said the skills to be taught include welding, aluminium fabrication, fashion design, and solar panel installation. The commissioner said Kaduna State has also hosted the Nigeria Computer Society Summit to promote ICT knowledge and innovation, where the state received the National Broadband Alliance of Nigeria Award of Excellence for its efforts in deepening broadband penetration by granting a free right-of-way for broadband infrastructure. Fakai added that the government has enabled the training of 500 children by UNICEF, and the trainees were supported with starter parks. The federal government has expressed its commitment to diversification of the economy through innovation and technologically driven investments for economic growth and improved livelihood of Nigerians. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Uduwole, made the commitment at the day 3 of the ongoing 16th meeting of the National Council on Industry, Trade and Investments, organized by the Federal Ministry and hosted by the Lagos State Government at Victoria Island. Uduwole said it is not business as usual for the nation to depend solely on the proceeds from crude oil, but to spread its tentacles to the non-oil sector through partnership with the private sector for industrialization growth. The minister, who commended the Lagos State government for its huge investment in small, medium enterprises through financial support, tasked other state governments to be innovative and deepen private collaborations for investment growth in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration.
Let us stay focused on productivity and not just disbursement, and ensure that women, youth, and underserved communities are at the center, not the periphery, of our diversification agenda. The choices we make in this room will reverberate far beyond these walls. Let us choose ambition. Let us choose collaboration. Let us choose a more resilient and inclusive Nigerian economy.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Olubemiga Aino, stated the need to strengthen local manufacturers to process and leverage technology to break the genes of poverty for a prosperous Nigeria.
In Lagos, we will continue to commit to this transformational journey, to champion initiatives that are set by the federal government, and also to attract both strategic and sustainable local and foreign direct investments.
On his part, the National Secretary, All Progressives Congress, Suraju Ajibola Bashiru, who is also a manufacturer, commended the bold steps of President Bola Tinubu in the removal of Naira floating and fuel subsidy, which he noted has stabilized the nation's economy, which is visible to the global communities.
I have no doubt that at the end of this meeting, we'll be able to have a clear roadmap, implementable and actionable, to be able to realize the diversification of our economy, to the growth of that economy, and to build a very solid foundation, not only for today, but for the unborn Nigerian people.
The summit draws delegates from all the states across the federation, including Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, farmers, captains of industry, with the Lagos State Cultural Troupe, spicing the event with display of agricultural heritage. Now to foreign news. 2 people have died and another 2 are missing after major flooding in New South Wales left more than 50,000 people under evacuation warnings. According to the Commissioner of the State Emergency Services, Chris Means, the record rainfall, now declared a natural disaster, was caused by a slow-moving area of low pressure and is greater than any in living memory for some residents. Over 2,000 emergency service workers are attending rescues, including people who were stranded on rooftops overnight. More than 100 schools have been closed because of the floods, which have left thousands of homes and businesses without power. Evacuation centers have been opened for those fleeing the flooding, and residents have been urged to pay close attention to emergency broadcasts as more heavy rain is expected in the coming days. Now, sport world record holder in the women's 100 meters hurdles, Toby Amushon, will continue her 2025 outdoor season on Sunday as she lines up for the fourth leg of the Wonder Diamond League in Rabat, Morocco, having been officially listed among the event's entries. The 28-year-old was originally scheduled to compete at the World Athletics Relays in Jiangsu, China, earlier this month, but was unable to attend following the Athletics Federation of Nigeria's withdrawal. She will now make her second Diamond League appearance of the year, having previously opened her season in Xiamen, China on April 26, where she finished fourth in 12.74 seconds behind Danielle Williams of Jamaica, Grace Stark of USA, and Marion Furey of South Africa. Amusha, who was also a no-show at last week's Atlanta City Games in Georgia, where she had been officially announced to compete, featured in the second Diamond League meet in Shanghai, China on May 3 and finished fourth. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, always stop for pedestrians at zebra crossing. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 250 women trained through an empowerment workshop on intercrop of maize and cassava with demonstration plots for practical knowledge? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. In recognition of his visionary leadership and substantial achievements in socio-economic growth and innovation, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been appointed patron of the newly launched Center for African Social and Economic Transformation, CASET, at the prestigious University of the West of England, UWE, Bristol. The federal government, through its Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, said fuel tankers will no longer be allowed to move at night. We also told you that 2 people have died and another 2 are missing after major flooding in New South Wales left more than 50,000 people under evacuation warnings. And in sport, world record holder in the women's 100 meters hurdles, Toby Amushon, will continue her 2025 outdoor season on Sunday as she lines up for the 4th leg of the Wonder Diamond League in Rabat, Morocco, having been officially listed among the event's entries. For contact the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fabolagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.